Clare Mulley returns to the Dodo stage.
Hello again. I'd like to start the second half with a poem which is my mum's favourite poem, which I wrote for her. It's called Lineage. These were the first miracles. Her grandmother's bowl, big as worlds, the wooden spoon, a tornado turning mush to satin ribbons, and the hump-backed buns, her creatures conjured from ooze, brought forth in a rush of heat to be declared good. That armspan was my making, a freckled galaxy starred with flour, moulding instruments from baby fists to pass her magic on. The batter sang, softly dense and woven gold, like chewing bubble baths, blanket cuddles and puddle jumps washed down in milk. Mrs. Next Door favoured childminders. How will you buy them what they need? While from the wilderness of our tablecloth a lion's head snarled, marzipan ducks quacked plumply on blue buttercream ponds, and an exquisite chocolate cat sat erect, pretending not to watch the butterfly cakes. Magic is cheap, homemade. So many prowl half-starved through ruins, churches, books, awaiting its arrival in their lives, or else the stone engraved which marks its passing. I found its scent lurking in the raisin bags. Sparks fly from the memory in my fingers. Thank you very much. I would like to now do one of two sonnets. This is called Death of a Character and is a poem for shy people. Who comes to view the body? There are none. His words, his wit, his spirits have been quaffed and praised and drunk again. Some even laughed to think of him that way, a catch undone, a shattered bust, a topsail without wind. The man who never spoke when he could curse or beam or bellow, threaten, spit, or worse, made history in a second. God was kind to take him at his best. They never saw a man who left his face at his front gate, who, wide-eyed through the small hours, lay in wait for meatless fingers, scratching at his door, wondering that silence had so loud a tread, and if to be unseen was to be dead. Thank you. That was actually very good rhythmic timing there. I like the way that. Oh, it was your fault. No, good clang. I think it added to the poem's authenticity. So thank you.
Do that every time. Don't worry.
Thank you, Patrick. This is called Culinary Happenstance. It all happened while she turned to keep the caramel shavings of onion from becoming cinders, words spouting, intermittent as vague bouts of steam. And after, when the cuckle of the boiling pot lid marked the silence in the tundra of surrounding countertops, she wondered, had the order changed? Say, had she been distracted by the lure of the herb garden, wandered in to tear up mint or basil, and been surprised in rose-tint gloaming, with an apron, hair untied, and sweetly smelling hands? Or else had stopped to plunder the recesses of the new fromagerie upon the high street, and come in at 7:30, not a quarter past. Would swallowing seem quite the task it was? And would she have the speech to tell away a burning tongue? Okay, I would like to continue with a villanelle. I would like to emphasise before I read this, I was also brought up Catholic, and I've stayed Catholic, and I'm very proud to be so. They often talk about Catholic guilt. I disagree with this. I think it's an overall religious guilt. If you get any sense of that you're not the only thing in this world, and that something is watching you, and you are actually accountable, then I think you can't help but notice we're all a little bit naughty. And sometimes you can punish yourself too much, regardless of who you are. And this is a guilt villanelle. The form originated in France, just in case you're taking notes. Guilt. Just one more time, and I know I'll be clean. I'm in the water right up to my hips. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned again. I reach to climb out, but the bank is high. Traces of soap have stained my fingertips. Just one more time, and I know I'll be clean. The rot sets in no matter how I try. I am a soured fruit with shriveled pips. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned again. I've sung of heaven till my mouth is dry. I've opened up my blemished back with whips. Just one more time, and I know I'll be clean. But I was born with knowing how to lie. From my insipid mouth black honey drips. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned again. There is a place all people come to cry. To suck out poison, you need more than lips. Just one more time, and I know I'll be clean. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned again. I would like to read now the second poem, which I didn't really want to write, but which I think did me a lot of good in writing it. If I can find it. Tell me, why is there a difference between an earlier cutting off and a later clamping down with a pillow or a hand? It's your body, they say, but it isn't. Face it. Someone has to go to work and become the dark angel because nobody is cold Herod from birth. As a rule, this knife is kept well sterilized to kill any potential onset of crime. The O of mouths is not a consideration here. There will only be one ending. No stories. I'd like to finish with two short poems and one longer poem. The first is called Landing Lights and was written based on the view outside my window, where I can see the planes coming into land. And I was inspired to write this because it's at a time when plane flights are a bit of a hot topic and they're less certain than they were. I thought it'd be interesting to add a touch of current affairs. Landing Lights. Outside my window, there is a tree pregnant with horse chestnut. Shoals of tiny puffer fish crowded against the glass. Above them, night's black belly looms and rolls, sewing behind its phosphorescent trails of craft to will-o-wisp. I never used to watch or wonder at the journey's end till now, each lone flare heralding just one more risk, one more arrival in the gathering dark. Against the afterglow, the netted branches bulge with promises. Soon I will split them open, polished, swelling to the touch like piano keys before a note, and, in their unborn reverie, try to forget the sound of fallen leaves. The second to last poem I would like to read is the Dante poem. It's a sonnet entitled Wilderness, and it's one which didn't take me too long to write because it's a subject, again, very close to my heart. Some of you may have read the beginning. which starts midway upon the journey of this life, when Dante the poet is having a bit of a midlife crisis, and he wakes up to find himself lost and alone, and he doesn't know how to go on. I started to wonder what it would be like if Dante was told as a story without God. This is a Dante for modern times, when God might not mean God. It might mean an awareness of something more. It might mean a self-awareness of you guiding yourself, or it might be a person who helps you guide yourself. Wilderness. Midway upon the journey of this life, I woke, not knowing who or what I was, and struggled to my feet. They felt new-made, unsure of how to carry such a weight. Like stars, old faces known before went out, along with each old love and pain and sense. Darkness alone remained. I took a step, then stumbled several more. What waited there, out in the black? I almost heard it breathe, waiting with jaws agape to break my path. But then a voice, as from within, gave tongue. Dark places are as foils to light, not foes, and blessed is the dark that all things shows. This is the road. Open your eyes and come. This poem, I must apologise in advance, has a couple of curses, but not, I hope not too many for good taste's sake. So, it's called In My Shoes, and it's about the type of problem that I think most ladies and some men experience at some time in their life. In my shoes. I'm putting on my fuck me boots. That's what they call them, isn't it? These make me swagger slightly. After the zip, the silver teeth mesh up into grinning stitches. Funny. I used to think that shoes were an afterthought, like the doily under a fancy cake, or the full stop when everything else has been read. When I walked into your megastore, you had so many labels there on offer. Pink for the girls, blue for the boys, sturdy brown loafers for the modern man, ballet slippers for the pure of heart who keep their eyes at ground level, black leather for a lass who had it coming. You boxed me in, as neat as fitting, prepared me a low shelf just right for sitting. You walk like a model, so you must be vain. White girls are easy as a midnight stroll. A conversation is an invitation. Your beauty makes me lose control, it's not my fault. So when I shrank in your hard hands, you blamed my make. I was too shiny soft, too in your face, too fake, not to be squeezed for hidden seams. You left me in the back room when you felt me tear, hoping no one would notice the signs of hasty rewrapping. I'm sorry, love. Tell that to my poor scuffed instep and scrub it clean again. I want to wear it more than once. Did you think I was damaged goods, that you would get your stamp put on my soul? No way, pal. I will exorcise the prints you made upon my shins, under my skin. These well-heeled feet, a badge of honor waving you all the way back to Kansas. I will stride tall and smile, arms swinging, clipping this long, hard, yellow road to smithereens, treading your sorry shadow down into the sod beneath my fuck you boots.
Well, again, a fantastic new voice to Dodo, and what a wonderful couple of sets from Clare Mulley. So more applause, please, for Clare. And now, it's that other voice from Yorkshire. Please welcome back Stuart Lana.
think.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's simple.
Okay.
Even I can manage that.
Good. Comfort regained. I found my